Hey guys, we're watching another episode of Blacklist Builds. In this episode, we're going to install Underglow on this B8.5 S5. So the first steps you want to take, or the progression of this install, you're going to have to take off the wheels, take off the front clip, and then from there I'll show you guys what to do next. So after taking off the wheel, we have to take off the fender liner. Alright, so once you peel back the fender liner, if you see that one bolt that I've circled right there, you have to use a 10mm socket and just pull that off, and then afterwards unscrew this screw and this one, and then the front bumper should come off. Okay, so we took off the bumper, we painted the crash bar, and we wired up the positive and negative terminals. Positive, we placed the terminal on this positive source, so that's tucked away here. We also added a fuse, inline fuse, and soldered it to the controller. So we soldered a terminal for the negative wire and we placed it underneath there so it's grounded. Power is feeding into the box. Most likely what we're going to do is we're going to wire everything in this space, keep everything tucked away underneath the shroud. What I'll do is I'll run the wire underneath this flap and run it through the fender liner to where it needs to go underneath the car. As you can see, the power is running through the bar. So what I'm going to do to sort of mount it underneath, there's this liner, this almost plastic slash fabric liner that I'm just going to screw into, so it'll be held in by place through here. So I'm just going to sort of see where it looks best and then measure it and then make sure it's like in the center. I'll screw it up here and then we'll be good to go. Again, the wire is going to be run underneath into the fender liner, in between the fender liner and the fender, and it'll go up and into that false firewall space, or the space behind the false firewall. The issue with the rear is the fact that we have a dual exhaust or dual exit, so because of that we want to make sure the wire doesn't get melted. So in order to wire it, I fed one extension wire into this fender through this space right here. You lift up this rain guard rubber piece and then you can fit the wire through. You feed it into your fender, or behind your fender I should say, and it goes behind the fender liner and it comes out at this point right here. That is going to run down to the light. After running the wires from the fender liner or underneath, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to drill some pilot holes into this fender liner, or not fender liner but under liner. This actually separates from the body of the car, and that way you don't have to drill into any sort of metal, and it's completely reversible. So this actually separates away. So I'm going to drill into that, create a pilot hole, and then screw in these small little brackets. The Underglow will clip into these brackets. So the LED bar is actually wedged in between this rubber shield right next to this radiator, your supercharger radiator, and it's wedged in between that and the crash bar. So the other side is the same as well. So the install is complete. Wheels are back on. We're gonna have to do is just lower the car and torque all the wheels, but everything is on besides the rear. Still haven't figured out how to sort of put it on. There's not enough space. The bar is too wide for the actual rear. Underneath at least. It's gonna touch the tailpipe. So rear, I'm gonna have to think about it. There's no real mounting space anywhere for the bar to sort of get screwed into, so that's also another difficulty. But otherwise we have both sides all set and we have the front mounted underneath the crash bar, so it's looking nice. If you guys have any questions about this, leave them in the comments below. I'll try to help you out as much as possible. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please hit subscribe down below. I'll see you guys on the next episode.